answer my question.
And let's see. Is it working? I guess so. Welcome to the LTP Podcast, the podcast that has an unknown acronym. We'll never know. That's what it means, Leonard.
Really?
I came up with LTP as I was falling asleep one afternoon, and I was like, wait, what does that even mean? And
learning to
nothing came to mind. And
sure, that's what
learning to podcast. That's a good one, which is pretty on brand because I think this podcast, well, for me, it's just a way to, learn to podcast, learn to get better at speaking, keep in better contact with friends and all. So yeah, L is a cool letter. Leonard Lee.
That's me.
Well, that's you. How would you introduce yourself?
Well, obviously, freshman in college, second semester, UNR. Known Jacob for almost the beginning of high school, right?
Because we were
AP Human Geo.
And Geometry.
And Geometry, that's true. Yes. And, Jacob kind of a couple weeks ago asked me to come onto the podcast. I said, you know what, I have nothing better to do. So here I am. Right now I'm majoring in environmental science, pursuing my bachelor's, obviously. And I'm taking online semesters too, which really, kind of sucks, to be honest, because it's not what you'd expect, graduating from high school, really big thing. And then you want to go out of state or you want to go somewhere else. It's kind of like staying at home, it's a little bit underwhelming, but what can you do during something like this?
Yeah, I feel like that.
Are you at home
right now? Yeah, I'm at home right now too. But I totally feel what you're saying because it's like we were like, okay, senior year, everything's gonna be super cool. Bam, pandemic. We got did you go to the virtual prom? I think we had that.
Oh no, I didn't.
I did not know about it.
I'll be honest, I'd rather not go than go and be disappointed. Yeah, online graduation was also really underwhelming.
It was, but I spoke at that. What?
Oh, you did. I remember I was in a Discord call with a couple of my friends. We were watching it. We were like, oh, that's Jacob. Jacob's great. Yeah, but Miss Woods reading off the names, that was also a highlight.
Yes.
Yeah, but
not having off for Leonard Lee.
Yeah, specifically for me. No.
Yes. Everyone.
But not getting to walk down the all that and go up there, grab your diploma, things like that. It's kind of like we didn't get to do that, and I don't know. It kind of, as an alternative, I guess it was all right. But when you expect something and you get, something a lot less meaningful, I guess it kind of sucks. But what can you do? I mean, I understand everything,
Yeah, I feel that. Now, I guess kind of in tune with the topic for today. What were you expecting from college? I mean, we're gonna start, and I remember you were pretty excited about going off to college.
Oh, really was.
So has it lived up to the expectations?
Definitely not. One of the highlights, or one of the things I was most looking forward to, was kind of being more independent, living by myself, and having not being forced to, but having this responsibility to perform, not for my parents or not for anyone else, just going to college for myself and finding things that I really enjoy, things that I want to do. But so one of the biggest things was to get out of the house and not have my parents watching me all the time and having a little bit more freedom. I really want to go into clubs or look for internships, especially freshman year, because that's when I would like to create more meaningful relationships with professors and things like that. And that's really hard over Zoom because most of the time after a class it's kind of just leave the call and that's that. So I really expected a lot more from social, a social standpoint. I wanted to, like I said, mentioned before, clubs, more different people, meeting new people, especially because right now it's kind of just, there's not really an opportunity to learn more about your classmates or people or your professor. It's kind of like, hey, you want to know more about this person? Just shoot them an email, ask them a couple questions, and they'll shoot one back. There's no like face-to-face human interaction. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what I've been missing out most of the time. But
Yeah, that's super funny that you mentioned that, because like that's literally how I met one of my best slash only friends at UCSD.
really,
Yeah, is that he sent an email to me one day, and it was like days after because I never checked my email. But he emailed me and he was like, "Hey, I've seen you in like 3 of my classes."
oh yeah,
And he was like,
yeah.
"Yeah,
Go on.
no, yeah." So he emailed me, and I was like, "Oh, interesting email. I didn't know people did that." So and then we started talking, and now we're pretty close friends. But yeah, what were you saying?
Yeah, that's funny because like I don't think I'm like that antisocial. Like, you know, I don't think I'm like weird or anything, but I don't really know any of the names of my classmates, if I'm being completely honest.
Oh,
Like, kind
serious?
of just, yeah, it's just like names on a screen, and it's because, you know, almost no one has their camera on, and it's just names on a screen. And I don't know, I just can't attach a name to a face, so it's kind of weird. I can't really talk to anyone. And also with Zoom is you can find someone's name, right? But like you can't find like their email. It's just kind of like you just find the name and you're like, well, how am I supposed to like contact this person? You know, it's like if I want to know somebody, you'd have to like send them a message through Zoom or something, and it's really weird. And I don't know. I don't have anyone. Well, I guess that's not true. People from ATech, obviously, a lot of them go to UNR, so
Yeah.
I do see a couple of them here and there in my classes, but nobody new is what I'm trying to say. I don't really know anyone. Like I haven't met anyone that I haven't met before at Reno, which is, you know, it's a little weird. It's like I expected to like meet more people, meet new people, and
Yeah.
like fit into like a different group, but it's kind of just the same people, which isn't bad, obviously, but I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah, I think going into, like college and the pandemic and stuff, I was reading all this stuff like, oh yeah, everyone loves to make study groups. So just send your number through the Zoom chat and everyone will. But then you show up and it's like, okay, it's literally me and the professor with the cameras on and interacting. And there's like 80 other people who are just, I don't know, sleeping on their couch during class or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I know there are ways to meet people. Like, I don't know. At your school, the people use a lot of Zoom, or not Zoom, Discord.
Yes. Oh, well, it's kind of half and half. There's like half of the people do, half of the people don't. And so sometimes they'll make a Discord group for a class, and like half of them will join, and then half of them will be like, "How do I make a Discord? Like, what's the process of that?" And
Yeah.
I don't know, but I guess the one time I really have interacted with other people is when a professor makes like a group for you for like a 4 or 5 people, and then you all have to work on a project together. But then again, it's kind of, I don't know if it's just me, but they don't. It's kind of just the project, you know. It's not really anything else. It's just let's just get this assignment done, and then that's it, you know. So
Yeah.
especially last semester, we'd be in like an engineering group, and we'd be forced to like, well, not forced to, but like we'd work together on a specific project, and that lasted throughout the whole semester. So we were in the same group for the whole
Oh,
semester.
okay.
But every week, like we'd meet up, it'd be, you know, a couple words exchanged, project done, and then they'd leave the Zoom. Like that's it. So it wasn't
Yeah.
really any real connection. It was just, let's just get this project done. All right, the project's done. Let's get out of here, and then that's it. So I don't know. Just kind
Yeah.
of sucks to think about, really.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, for us, actually, one of the best ways that I met people was when they put us into breakout rooms,
Mm.
because I feel like that's kind of like the in between halls, see someone out on the quad or something,
Yeah.
like you kind of just talk to them,
Hmm.
and then, oh well, maybe that's not a good thing because we never did finish those math assignments. But yeah, it's a good way. It's a good way to meet people if your professor does that. I know not a lot of them do though.
Mm. Breakout rooms are weird. They kind of, people don't seem to want to like talk about themselves in a breakout room, especially when a professor gives you a set of questions. They'll be like, "What's your major? Where are you from?" And I don't know, an expectation for this class, and they'll say, like for example, I'll say I'm Leonard, I'm environmental engineering, and I like to draw, and then that's it. That's the whole exchange, and then they mute, and then it's the next person, and it's I don't know, it's very different than meeting someone like in person, and I guess I'm just not used to it because it just doesn't seem as meaningful to me.
Yeah, I think so too, because like I don't know, like for me, like even in high school, like eventually you see a lot of the same people like walking down to the hallways to like next class or something. And then I mean you talk to them like there, even if it's only for what, like 3 minutes a day.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What's funny is that I think those 3 minutes is probably like holds a lot more meaning than like, for example, being in a semester or spending a semester with like 3 or 4 people doing a project. I just haven't met anyone.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. I kind of miss that too.
Yeah, and probably. Oh, sorry. Yeah, see, this is kind of what makes it hard too. Is that like you don't know what someone else is doing.
Oh, that's true. That's so true.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think I'm interrupting a lot. Go on.
No, it's totally fine.
All right.
But yeah, that's the thing too, and it really goes back to what you were saying about like you can't see anyone.
Yeah.
Because nobody turns on the camera, so you're just like, I don't know, dude. Am I really talking to a person, or is it just a robot?
Should I go grab my camera? It's upstairs.
Oh, do you want to?
I'll go grab it. Hold on.
Okay, I guess I'll pause. Hold on. So hopefully that didn't mess up the recording. But I guess we're back.
Oh no, my Zoom.
Uh-oh.
It's not responding.
Oh no.
No, the camera broke my Zoom.
Yeah, that's the thing too. This type of thing wouldn't happen if we were in person.
Very true.
Does this usually happen?
Or anything you want to talk about, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, wait, it's working. Hold on.
Oh.
Me?
What's up?
Make it look fine.
Yeah, no, they have their webcams like, so I'm like looking off. They're like looking off to the side, and it's so weird. Like,
yeah, I guess it's kind of like.
I can't tell if they're paying attention or not.
Oh, I'm paying attention. You're right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't worry.
It turned green though. What happened?
I don't. Wait, right.
It's burning my retinas.
Here.
Is it green for you too?
No, it's normal for me.
Really? It's straight up green.
Wait, let me see if I could change this.
Look.
Oh my god, why?
It's green.
Hold on. Video settings. What? Why? It looks normal for me. What is wrong with this?
That's so weird.
Okay, let me turn it off and on. That always works, right?
That's the classic? The classic?
Right?
Oh,
is it good?
It's still green. Loose cables? It was fine for a second, and then it turned green.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know.
Oh well.
I don't want to be green. I'll keep
That's fair.
like clicking off of these video setting things.
Okay.
Is it better? Or is it the same?
It's the same.
What is happening?
Oh, turned even darker green. Okay, never mind. It's still green.
Why is it so green?
I have no idea why.
It's fine on my screen.
Okay, maybe it's.
Hold on. Maybe it's the USB.
If you turn off your video. Oh wait, you did that already, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I'll unplug it.
Okay.
Hold on. Wait, does that mean I'm always green when I have my camera on? You think professors just see green me? There's no way, right?
Dude,
I'm so embarrassed.
You'll never know because no one's gonna say
anything. Yeah, no one's gonna say anything. There's no way I'm always green. There's zero chance. There's no way, right?
It's like if you have like. Really It's like if you have something in your hair or like a piece of food stuck in your teeth and like nobody says anything. Dude, you've had a green camera for
Oh no. I use my camera in most of my classes.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not then. I'm sure someone would have said something.
No, I don't think so. Because it's like exams and stuff too. I turn it on. Well, obviously no one's gonna say anything. It's an exam. But okay, now it says I don't have a camera plugged in.
Oh, very nice.
Okay, now is it working? Is it green?
No, it's still green, but maybe it'll. Oh, there. What'd you do?
What? I didn't do
It's
anything.
green.
I didn't do anything.
I
Is it
think you
good?
fixed it. Yeah, you fixed it.
Yes. Yes. All right.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
Now don't touch anything.
I'm not touching. I'm not touching. All right.
Dude,
So
that would be so funny if the
No.
whole year you were green.
That wouldn't be funny. I'd be so embarrassed. The green camera.
No, dude, there. Maybe the reason. That's the whole like charisma stat 99. Where, like nobody says anything. It must be intentional, dude.
Yeah, he's doing it on purpose.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah,
So,
green camera.
Yeah. For me, it's this. I always have this on.
Should I have one on too?
Do
No,
you
no
want
one ever
to?
walks into frame.
Huh?
I don't think anyone really walks into frame back here. Let
Yeah.
me see.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. My house is pretty crazy when I'm in class. So
Really?
I gotta have this on. Plus it's kind of nice. I got it at orientation.
Ooh,
And it's blue. I like blue.
Nice.
So
mm,
yeah, we chilling. We know you
nice.
like green, so
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, that's why I have my green camera. There's actually like a green film over like the camera here. That's why it's green. It's like a
Oh.
partially transparent green film, and I put it over my camera, so I'm green.
that's yeah. The classic. But yeah, I guess yeah. I think the only other time where a lot of people had their cameras on was like I went to a couple like club general meetings.
Mhm.
Have you gone to any of those for your school?
Nope.
Dang, Leonard, you got to
Really
get out there.
Yeah, I probably should.
But
Probably
I
gonna, I
guess,
want to go up to, next semester though. That's probably when I'll look around for clubs and things.
is next semester fall? Do you guys only have 2?
Yeah, me only have fall.
Oh, okay. Dude, the quarter system is kind of crazy. As an incoming freshman, I was like, oh, I've done the quarter system. It'll be fine. It's fast.
Is it like wait? So is it like one class or like? Walk me through the quarter process. Is it like you have one class and then like next quarter is it a whole different like set of classes or?
It's like if you had 3 semesters instead of 2. So we still take all the same like I still take 4 or 5 classes every quarter.
Oh my god! Wait, how do you manage that? What's your major?
Sometimes you don't.
Oh, okay.
Hi LTP podcast listeners. My name is Jacob Ponavita. So I'm majoring in math and
Just
minor computer science.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who's majoring in math.
A lot of STEM. I didn't know either. I mean, I put math on there just in case I didn't get CS. And I didn't get CS. But I mean, I guess I'm fine with math. Math's pretty cool. Although it's so hard, dude.
Are you what math are you in right now?
Right now we're doing multivariable calculus.
I don't know.
Like we're learning stuff about like topology and like analysis, and it's so weird.
Yeah, that sounds weird. I honestly wasn't comfortable with BC senior year. So like even though I like passed the exam, I was like, I think I'll take it again. Just because if I like don't really understand it fully and I keep going, I'm probably not gonna do so well. So I kind of retook it. So this semester I'm taking Calc 3 with all the vectors and all that jazz.
Vectors are so weird.
Yeah, they are. They're like, oh, dot product and cross product. Which one's for which? I don't know.
They're not the same? What? No.
No, they're not, Jacob. How
They're not?
did you pass Calc 3?
I don't know. I'm taking a different kind of series. It's like an undergraduate series, but it's supposed to be a little bit harder than the normal ones. So, it's green again. But for my first quarter, it was straight up linear algebra.
Okay.
but
So it wasn't too bad.
it was so proof based and like theoretical that I don't know, it was weird.
Yeah.
It was really
I
weird.
don't know, man. In an engineering field, you need to know a lot of math. If I start struggling, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll switch.
I don't know, me neither. I'm hoping not to switch. Like I
Really?
hope that I could like figure this stuff out and learn it.
A major in math, huh?
Yeah, math major.
Ooh.
I don't know.
You have anything you
Does
want
that
to
make you
like?
sound smarter?
You sound a lot smarter. No, you know what? You were already really. You're like S plus on my friends that are smart tier list.
Thank you very
I think
much.
that bumps you up to like a S plus plus.
S plus plus. Wow,
Yeah.
the coveted S plus plus tier.
Yeah, you're the only one up there actually.
Oh, very
Whole tier
nice.
just for you.
I guess that math major was worth it. That.
What are you thinking of doing with your math major? After you
I
graduate?
want to do machine learning. So whenever I tell people that, they're like, they don't really know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So basically, think of it like AI, or like,
Oh, okay.
or I guess like data analysis, but like extreme with computers and stuff.
Yeah, I don't
That's
think
essentially
I
what
could
it
do that.
is.
Okay.
It does take a lot of linear algebra. So I don't know. I literally got an F on my final last quarter.
I can understand that. I remember for calc, we had like exams and then he'd replace one of our really bad exams with a final. It was like the second or third one. I just did everything wrong and I was like, okay, well, this isn't good. It was like literally bumped my grade down like at least like 10, 15%. I was like, okay,
Mhm.
I got to
Yeah.
really good on this final. So yeah, but that exam, you know, I was like, it kind of motivated me. I was like, yeah, this is never happening again. This felt really bad. I got really
Yeah.
scared. If I don't pass the class, I have to retake it. Like,
You're
I'm
right.
gonna be behind on my planner.
Yeah, I wish that happened to me earlier because that was like my final, right?
Oh,
And like for the rest of the like for the first, I guess literally 90% of the quarter, I was at a pretty solid A because
yeah.
like he put extra credit for the homeworks
Okay.
if you typeset.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had an A and then I get my grade back
Ooh.
like a couple days after fall quarter.
Yeah.
And I have a B, and I'm like, what happened? And then I look at the results, and I literally only got like the completion credit.
I mean, at least he gave you that, right?
Yeah, they had mercy on me.
Mm. You, I don't know if this is just like a Nevada thing, but I know our like Reno and UNLV they had this like alternative grading system where it was like satisfactory or unsatisfactory or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And so it's I don't know why they did this, but it was if you had a D or higher, it'd be satisfactory, and then if you had an F, it'd be unsatisfactory. So I know a lot of people that like pass their classes with a D because they switched their class to like that grading system. So they had, and it's not like you change like your whole schedule. It's you pick a class, and if you want it to be like the normal grading schedule, or
Yeah.
just like the unsatisfactory, satisfactory. So it kind of helps to like buffer your GPA. So if like you have like A's and B's, and then you have like this one D, you can just change that class to like a satisfactory, and it doesn't
Yeah.
affect your GPA. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you have that, but I thought that was really weird. It just seems like if you don't do well in a class, they're still letting you pass with no repercussion, which I thought was kind of weird. But
Well, do they have that all the time?
yeah, they had it last semester. It was for like any class. It could be for like
Oh,
your engineering thing. I think they have it this semester too. They might.
oh really?
I don't know if they will keep it though. I don't think they should personally, but
Mm,
they probably will.
maybe. I think, well, for us, we have a pass no pass system, so kind of like yours with some satisfactory, unsatisfactory.
Yeah.
You can't do it for your major requirements typically,
Okay.
but with the pandemic and all, they let you do pass no pass. So there was a point where I was like considering like should I do a pass no pass for my B? And I was
Yeah.
like, why do I even have to consider that? I mean,
I
it's like
understand that. Because realistically, with the way the system works, I could have like an A plus in like music appreciation because that was one of my credits I needed.
Hmm.
So I could have that be the normal grading system, and then I could like get D's in all my other classes and change those to satisfactory, and I'd have
Yeah,
like a 4.0. Like I'd be set.
I know,
Like
right?
I'd be perfect. My GPA would be fine.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
it
don't know why
feels
they did
weird.
that.
I mean, I see where they're going. What they're going for, because I mean, it is a little bit harder, I think, to be online and everything. Just because, like, or I don't know. That's what I think.
Mm.
Of course, I've never gone to college either, so so I wouldn't
I never
know.
would have guessed. Yeah.
But yeah, everything's new, I think, for all of us, and
Mm.
it's pretty weird.
I also know my sister was telling me about this, my younger sister. In CCSD, a lot of the kids are trying to like start this thing where the grades won't count like this year or something. And I was like,
The
if
kids are
the
doing that?
grades don't, yeah, I was like, if the
Oh
grades
wow.
don't count, you don't pass the grade. Like you don't go up a grade. You can't go up a grade without getting anything graded. And she was like, all the kids, they don't like, it's quarantine. We don't want to do bad. So like, we're trying to like not get graded this semester. I was like, you can't just do that. That's not how schooling works. But yeah, apparently that's a thing too. So I don't know. Everything's crazy out there.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see the argument. I mean, it's been a pretty tough year for a lot of us, but yeah, I don't know. It's like,
Just don't grade our
at what
papers.
point do we just toss everything out for the whole year, you know?
Yeah,
Because that's kind of where you're nearing, in my
yeah.
opinion.
I've seen a lot of like these are like a little less on the serious side, but like there's like a lot of memes where it's like engineers and like graduating in 2020, and it's like an upside down like bridge or something, or like the bridge is like falling apart, and it's like because engineers, like we graduate online, you can
Yeah.
like use all like the sources you want, there's no real like pressure, so it's kind of like look it up online, you get it right, you pass the class, and then you like go into like the field, and you're just gonna mess up, you're gonna like build bridges, and your building's gonna fall apart. But I don't know, that's kind of funny to me that
Class
people
of
are taking it
class
less
of
serious.
24.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, hopefully do you feel like you're learning stuff?
Last semester not so much. I think during winter break I was really like, I like this is for my career. Like I'm actually gonna go into like working in this field. Like I actually need to know what I'm doing. So like last semester I kind of like didn't really pay attention because everything was like online and everything was like pretty simple. But
Hmm.
like this semester, especially with like Calc 3, I'm like, okay, like I actually like need to know this. So I've kind of
Yeah.
found a little bit more motivation in learning things. So like, yeah, I think I'm learning things this semester. It's not last semester though. I think last semester was kind of I wouldn't say counterintuitive, like, but it kind of didn't really help me at all. It just kind of gave me some credits, and I was like, all right, next step.
Yeah, it was a little bit sketchy. I actually feel
Are
the
you learning
opposite.
anything?
Huh?
Really?
No, yeah, I feel like, well, I don't know. For a lot of things, I do feel like I learned a fair bit,
Hmm.
except for that math class. I I don't know, dude. Like he was a good professor.
Hmm.
Like I liked learning from him and all. But I don't know what it was. Like I just feel like I don't really like if you give me a problem, like I could probably manage through it.
Yeah.
But after I finish it, I'm like, I don't even know what just happened, dude.
Like, my mind just started moving on its own. Like my hand just started doing the answers.
Yeah, so
No,
hopefully I learn. I guess we'll see.
I understand that. The teaching seems a lot less formal, or like less structured, I would say. Especially in my Calc 3 class, he kind of like moves through concepts really quickly. There's like no after class or anything. I mean, he does have sessions, but they kind of interrupt my other classes, so I can't really like attend those. But
Hmm.
I understand what you're saying. Like you know, you could do it. Like you could do a problem or like a scenario, but not really understanding what's going through your mind when you're doing it. Because I took a Calc 3 exam yesterday, and
Hmm.
you know, I've been putting in work. I would say, not to like, to my own
Okay,
horn.
okay.
I've been putting in work, and I was like, it was like find like this perpendicular line or whatever, per vector. And I
Yeah.
was like doing it, and then I was like going back to check my work. like I returned to like after I finished them, I like literally returned to the first question that I did, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, am I even doing like the right concept? Like, is this the right equation? Like, where did I get this equation from?
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. It's like, I don't know. It's not me doing the work. Like, if I go back and try to check my work, it's probably not going to go well. Like, I
Yeah.
know anything.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what they say, right? Like, if you don't find like the specific thing that you made a mistake on, I think they say you're statistically your first answer is better,
Yeah,
essentially.
that better be true
So,
because otherwise my exam's not
no, I'm sure you did fine. Do you have an approach for your classes and stuff, like learning new stuff?
gonna. I mean, obviously I go to class and then they'll give us like the concept or like the new thing we're learning, and I'll kind of like sit on it for a little bit because the homework's not due for a week. Like I would just call it procrastination, but like I kind of put it off for like a day or two, and then I go back to it. Because if I leave it for too long, I'm gonna have to like relearn the concept and then do everything, and then I'm probably gonna forget again. So I
Yeah.
kind of like sit on it for a day or two, and then if I go back to it, like the homework, and I'll kind of like freshen up on the skills and things like that. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I really don't have like a process, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think that's a question that a lot of people ask, but I think in reality, I think most people do about the same thing. I mean, me too. I mean, I've read like different books that are like, oh, you should do it this way, or
Mm.
you should try to learn math this way. But then I don't know. I end up not doing that,
Yeah,
which is maybe
the
not the
book is so
best.
much more confusing than how the professor teaches it. And like online videos, it kind of made me realize like professors actually like know what they're talking about. Like they're professors for a reason. It's like I would like what does this concept mean? So I like look up a video and they like I would not understand anything that they're saying. And then I'd like watch the Zoom lecture again, like I'd go back and watch it. And it's like, why don't they just say what he's saying? Like
Yeah,
professors
right.
really like they're like the best best people to learn from.
Hmm.
Um, it's not like if you for example like an exam, if you look up like the question, you're gonna get like the Google like articles or like the people from those websites. They're like, I have this question on my exam, like please help me. And it's like a forum, and then the people like in the
Like a
comments are like
chat.
answering them. Yeah, those don't help me. I feel like like they hurt me actually. I feel like just like actually learning the material myself. And like the professor's like a genius. It's crazy. Like the
Yeah.
professor teaches things in a way like it's just so much easier than I know it sounds really obvious, right? Like he's a professor, like he knows what he's talking about. But it's so different the way he teaches, and like when you go online and you look up like a video, they're like, just do it like this. And you're like, no, no, not like that. It's I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Or sometimes when you Google like the Wikipedia article and you're like reading through it and you're like, I learned this? What are we doing? What is this?
This is not what I learned. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Professors
Yeah, I
are
think
great.
yeah, they are pretty great. Have you looked up any of like your professors, like what they've done?
No, I haven't. That's a good idea, actually.
You should definitely do that.
I know
Maybe
my I know my engineering professors worked on like bridges or something. I don't know. He's like a really big bridge guy. I don't know. It's weird.
okay.
That's like we were doing like introductions and things, and the way he introduced himself to the class was like he's like I love bridges. I was
I love
like, okay, bro,
bridges.
you do you, man. Like I don't like I'm not a bridge person myself, so I mean you do you though. So
Man of culture.
bridge people, am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, but they're pretty like I've looked up a couple of them and like my one professor who I've talked to him a couple times for like office hours and stuff, but he's gone like to internet. He's like done like math olympiads and done like the international like math competitions and stuff, and he's like
Dang.
placed like number one in like so many of them. And then and then some other professors have like done some crazy research stuff too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I should look into my bridge professor. I feel like he's done a lot.
maybe the San Francisco. Wait,
Yeah.
I guess that would work. But yeah, I think starting like new classes and learning new stuff is sometimes a little bit hard, especially with everything that's happening now. But yeah. Oh, how did your so whatever ended up happening with the other podcast you were gonna do?
Okay. I'm not gonna name people, but we had like
Oh, is that something we shouldn't talk about? No.
oh no, it's good.
Okay.
It's I feel like this is a good topic too. It was me and two other friends, and we were gonna start our podcast. Pretty much about like a couple of the same things. Like learning new things and like living through the pandemic and things. And I guess one of them, I don't know why, but I don't know, something happened to him, and so like we were trying to like collaborate on the podcast. Try to come up with things, and
Yeah.
he like joins like the meeting, I guess, of like our little group, and he like starts telling us that he's like, there's no, you guys aren't trying to improve yourselves. There's no like self-improvement going on. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you guys are the same. You're not growing. You're not changing yourselves or something. And I was like, what? And then him and the other guy we were doing it with, I guess like kind of fell out. They weren't really, happy with each other, and they were kind of like, I don't know, the whole thing kind of fell apart. I was like, all right, well, I guess this isn't happening anymore. But yeah,
Well,
I've always
it's
thought like, yeah, it's not happening. So I like what you're doing though. It's like kind of what I wanted from a podcast. It's like just really casual, just like bringing people every week, and just talking about like how our lives are going and things. And yeah.
Well, what was your guys', I guess, topic for your podcast then? Or theme?
What was it called? It was just about
It's called Growing Sideways. I remember.
going sideways. Yeah. Also, they thought the name was like, they thought it like meant something like with sexual orientation. They thought it was like like it was a way of calling people like gay, or like, I was like,
What?
what are you talking about? But
And
yeah,
that's why they picked the name?
yeah, I know. Yeah, right? I thought that was
Wait,
weird. But
you're telling me people come up with podcast names that aren't just a random Sunday afternoon dream? What?
yeah, LTP, sorry.
LTP, yes.
But yeah, our podcast is like really all encompassing. We're gonna have like topics that each of us really, had a passion for. So one of my friends, I know he's like really into CS, like coding and things. He was
Mhm.
gonna talk about like kind of like new things going on, like new innovations and things like that, like
Okay.
about like robotics and things like that. And
Yeah.
like another person was like really into music, so he would talk about kind of like the process of making music and things like that. Um, yeah, it was just like a bunch of different things that we had an interest in. And then we also just had general topics like, you know, schooling in quarantine, or
Yeah.
I guess growing up in this day and age, and like how it's probably not probably just like different from other generations. I don't know. It was just really casual, really general. Um,
Okay.
we weren't really that far along into the process, but yeah, it was just really casual, really general.
Okay.
So,
Well, what was your piece?
I was gonna do I had two. One of them was gaming, like just things going on in the gaming industry.
You had two.
And my other one, oh, I think it was just no, it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know what my second one was. One was definitely gaming though.
Mhm.
That's the one I was prepping for. And you know what? It never came to be.
Well, maybe we can have you on the podcast again, and you
Oh
you
yeah.
could have a good topic for us today,
Ooh,
for that day.
that'd be cool.
But yeah,
Long term.
yeah, that would be a long term tenure. Wait, am I
Yeah,
using that
I'll
word
come back
correctly?
in 10 years. We'll see how big your podcast is growing, your millions of followers, and then I'll come back. Yeah.
Yeah, would be really cool. And plus, there's always like a lot of stuff that I like talking to you about, because I don't know, like you're pretty high up on my tier of people I like to talk to.
Wow, thanks. I'm flattered.
So yeah, I'd love to talk to you about like like drawing, and I always like hearing about you talk about like fencing and stuff too.
Oh,
I know you don't do it that much anymore, but
mhm.
still, I
Yeah,
don't know. I've never met any other fencers. I think,
really.
and I guess I'll probably try to keep it to about an hour.
Okay.
So for these last 15 minutes, what do you want to talk about?
Uh, Looking at your thing, starting other projects. I think that's a really good topic, actually.
Okay, yeah. Have
Um,
you started any projects recently?
well, I wouldn't call them projects, but I've kind of just been like, you know, because I'm still in Vegas and I'm at home, I feel like I'm wasting a lot of time. So
Mm,
I did my permit test yesterday, like my driving test. I know it's pretty late because I'm already like, 18, I'm gonna be 19. But
better late than
um
never.
had my yeah, I had my permit test yesterday, getting my permit in 2 weeks. My dad has kind of already started taking me out a little bit, driving.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's like something I could, another thing I could be doing besides like sitting on my computer.
Yeah,
I've been looking for jobs. Um, Not really ones that require a lot of commitment, just because I want to focus on school more.
yeah.
So like somewhere really close by, like an Albertsons or something like that. But yeah, I've been starting to do a lot more. My mom wants me to. I don't know why, but she's convinced that, like, I guess it's true, but she's convinced that like me buying like a subscription or something to like learn how to draw is
Hmm.
better than like just me like self teaching myself and things like that. But I don't know. I kind of like just like staying up really late and just learn things on my own rather than paying money to learn things I could probably learn, you know, on the internet.
Mm, yeah. Okay, that's fair. Although I think you're kind of scaring away any potential sponsors later. So
And all right.
no, but I see what you're saying. I don't know if I would want to get this sponsored anyway. But yeah,
Me too.
I think I think I probably learning is, I mean, a project in itself,
Mm.
you know. So, but what do they mean by get a subscription?
Or
Like
like, you know how they're,
like a Brilliant or something?
yeah, like,
Skillshare.
yeah, Skillshare. That's what I was thinking. Like they want
uh,
something where I can learn drawing like from a professional or like formal learning how to draw. But I kind of feel like it kind of like learning like your own style of drawing. I feel like is for me personally is more enjoyable than like every 8 o'clock every day in the morning you have to go and they'll teach you how to draw like someone's head, and then the next day you'll learn the shoulders, and the next day like I don't know, it just
yeah.
seems a little. I feel like formal learning in drawing, I feel like is a little counterintuitive in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I can see where it might help to get a subscription of sorts,
Mhm.
because I think the hardest part, at least for me, is to like stay committed to it. So
I understand.
like if I was paying for it, like I've heard stories of people where they like buy like a lesson or something,
Mhm.
because then you have to go. Like
Yeah,
you could keep on saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna finally learn how to draw," after never drawing or something. But then if you buy a class, then you're like, can't really make an excuse now because I'm paying X amount of dollars, you know?
yeah, I understand that. But I feel like the motivation for me is there. I just try my hardest. I think my dad's doing dishes. I'm sorry, but
Oh, no
yeah,
worries.
um, most of it is motivation, for drawing and for school, I guess. And I don't know where I get it from. I feel like I shouldn't have any motivation, to be honest. And
Really?
maybe I don't, but like
I mean, if you're
I'm
still doing it.
I feel like I'm moderately motivated. I'm like,
Okay,
you know,
okay.
if I have a drawing, I'll stick with it for at least like a day or two, instead
Yeah.
of being behind.
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing to at least try to do, is to get some sort of like regularity to it.
Mm,
Like a certain frequency, like every week or month, whatever, just to make sure you're making progress. So on
yeah.
that, do you want to do like a sort of like project check-in?
Ooh.
Maybe maybe you can tell us what you're working on now, and then like when you come back again, if you do, hopefully,
Mhm.
you could kind of update us.
Yeah. So right now with drawing specifically, I'm kind of focusing on not silhouettes, but like kind of body orientation or like kind of poses, I would say. So like it's really weird. Like you see people and like you visualize things every day, but like actually putting it on paper is really difficult. So I
Yeah.
know sometimes when I look up characters that I want to draw, um, and like I look at them like, yeah, like this seems doable. And then like you really look at it and like it's just so like every muscle and like every like way everyone's arms are like bending and stuff. It's so weird and it's so hard to put on
Yeah.
paper. So right now I'm kind of focusing on like kind of simpler, just someone raising their arm, like someone like lifting a leg, things like
Mm.
that. That's kind of what I'm focusing on right now. I don't know if it's gonna get any better, because I'm like, but yeah, that's for now. That's what I want to focus on.
Do you have like an end goal in mind, or just is it more general at this point?
Um, right now it's more general, but I
Okay.
definitely always been interested in kind of doing like art for people, like getting like commissions or something, and then doing art for people. Because I know a lot of like uh streamers and like people who make YouTube videos and things like that, they want people to do art for them, like make their thumbnail, like make their logos. I think
Yeah.
since I already kind of have like, graphics from high school, I feel like,
Yeah.
maybe learning that and like doing some commissions for people would be, you know, a really easy way to make money on the side.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of something I've been thinking about.
Cool. Have you looked into that?
For
I'm sure there's
now,
some opportunities, right?
yeah, for now I'm just sticking to like my friends. I'm not taking money from them, but like they're starting out streaming. Kind of, they'll be like, "Hey, make like this Twitch emote for me," or like, can you make a logo for me? And I'll be like, "Yeah, sure." Like, I have time to do it, so yeah, I can
Yeah.
help them with that. So
Okay, cool. Maybe I'll ask you to draw something. I like the stuff that you draw too.
yeah, thank
It's
you.
always it
I
always looks
appreciate
pretty
it.
nice to me. But yeah. Okay. So when you come back, you could tell us how it's going,
Yeah,
and that would be fun.
I'll
I
be
think
really
for
poorly.
hopefully, what did you say?
I'll be really poorly. I'm probably
Really
not gonna get.
poorly
I'm not gonna quit drawing. I'm gonna be like, I'm so bad at this, and then like the next time I'll be like into poetry or something, like
into
drawing somebody.
poetry.
Yeah.
Well, you have to make some degree of progress because now you're being held accountable
Okay.
by me and the listeners.
Expect nothing from me.
Expect nothing. What?
Yeah. No, hopefully I get better. I really want to. I think, you know, if I want to get better, I think that's a big part of if I will or won't. So,
Yeah, and there's a lot of things that, well, at least for me, there's a lot of things that I want to try and do.
mhm.
So it's pretty good that, I mean, you have something pretty specific to shoot for.
Yeah. If
Have you
environmental
wanted? Have you ever
engineering
wanted to
doesn't work
try?
out, maybe I'll just go into art.
Well, you have other skills. Yeah, definitely. You should try drawing webtoons. I love webtoons.
Maybe I'm just not good at drawing people yet, or like drawing motion. I feel like, getting the fundamentals
Yeah. If I,
is probably key.
yeah, I wanted to do like a sort of, I mean, I'm not good at drawing, but I, if I were to do like a webtoon of sorts, I'd like to do one where like there's no words.
Oh,
Like, I think that would be cool.
a webtoon without words. Like, how would
Like,
that
it's
work?
it's purely like facial expression or like
Oh,
actions,
okay.
like,
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah, like they're saying things,
Hmm.
but the reader doesn't know what they're saying, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you're really watching the story unfold. You're not, listening to reading, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, then you have to be like, well, then the readers are like 100% invested on the art. So like, you'd have to be like pretty talented. I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah, probably.
it'd be really
I mean,
difficult.
it's not a doable. At this point, it's not a doable idea for me,
Yeah, but
but
that's a good
I think
idea.
that'd
I
be a
think,
cool idea.
yeah, that sounds cool.
So yeah, if anyone ends up doing something like that, let me know. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of things I want to do, and this podcast is one of them.
Really?
So
Okay.
I'm glad you're here and helping me get it started, because I think that's the hardest part is
Yeah.
getting going, you know?
Yeah, you got to start low. See, you brought me in as a guest, right? Set the bar really low, and then your next guest is gonna be a higher bar. It's gonna go higher. It's gonna get better.
Really, I chose my best prospects to be the first ones.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really good to start a podcast. I know for me, starting a podcast was kind of like like a weekly thing I could be doing, something just to take my mind off other things.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think a podcast is really, I don't know, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but good for you.
Well, thanks. I think, yeah. I mean, I was telling you this before, but it's pretty much just a way for me to, get better at talking.
Mm.
And
I think you're a pretty good talker.
thanks,
I think
thanks
you could
very
talk me
much.
into anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I could. I think you could talk me into like doing a crime for you or something.
Uh-oh.
Like you have that silver tongue. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
really?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I would never ask you to do that, but
Oh, for the
I
podcast.
guess
Yeah.
that's I
All
guess
right.
that's
Wink,
cool.
wink. Got it.
Wink, wink. I always think it's cool how podcasters like have like a video feed. Like
Mm,
I rarely ever watch them because like I'm listening like on a car ride or
yeah.
something. So, but I think it's cool to have a video feed. I mean, especially for us, like the people that are actually talking, it's nice to have
Yeah.
face-to-face interaction. But yeah. What do you think makes a good podcast?
Um, I think just well, okay. There's two ways, right? I classify podcasts in like two different ways. One,
Mhm.
it's like you like fit into like a specific demographic of people, like that's your audience, or you're just so outlandish that people just watch you because of like how random you are. I think I think a good podcast you need to have like an audience for what you're doing, I guess. I
Yeah.
think it's especially one like this, I think is really good. A lot of people right now kind of I want to say are confused, but like they're sitting at home kind of relating to what we're talking about. Um,
Mhm.
and I feel like this like, you know, I think this is a good podcast to be doing because I feel like a lot of people can relate to what you're saying and like bringing in people and like them talking about their own experiences. I think that's, a really good idea just to have people casually talk about their own lives and like have other people draw connections to them.
Yeah, and honestly, I think a lot of people are like really interesting, you know?
Yeah.
Like like I might not be like bringing on like Elon Musk or something, but I think everyone has a certain like appeal to them. I
Yeah.
mean everyone's unique at the end of the day. So that's the cool thing.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure what my demographic or I guess niche is, but yeah, hopefully listeners want to sit in and listen to our conversations, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess. Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
Um, Not really. Oh, well, where are you gonna put the podcast up? Like Spotify or?
Well, this is we are still learning to podcast. So
Very
I'm not
true.
entirely sure. I think I might host the video feed maybe on YouTube or something.
Okay.
I'm gonna I'm gonna have links to it also. I have a personal website too.
Mm.
So I might host it
Oh, that's
there.
cool.
And then probably Spotify, Apple Podcasts if I can figure out the process for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all a process. So yeah, I'll probably link to that somewhere in some sort of description wherever I put it, hopefully.
Mm.
And yeah, where can we hear more about you and your drawing, Leonard?
I kind of do drawing kind of casually on the side. Instagram is Leonard Lee 20, and that's pretty much exclusively where I post my drawing. But yeah, that's it.
Do you still take drawing requests? I remember seeing
Um,
those.
I do occasionally, but a lot of the requests I get are very strange. One of them was one of them was like, well, okay, I'm not gonna say his name, but it was like they said draw this specific person, right, and like holding like a cactus and 12 chickens or something. I was like, what do you want me to draw? Like, what do you? A lot of them are really weird, and I don't want to be posting some of them on. I don't want to be drawing some of them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, I feel like I ask like with seriousness. I'm like, hey, send me things that I could draw so I can like improve. And they're like, draw this person and me holding hands. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not trying that. So yeah.
Interesting requests.
Yeah.
Well, dear listeners of the LTP podcast, please send Leonard some good requests.
Yes, please.
No weird requests.
No weird ones. Yeah. I'm
But
really bad at
yeah,
drawing
I
people.
guess. Yeah, to help you with your goal.
Yeah.
So maybe one of you, dear listeners, will be able to help Leonard improve his body drawing skills.
Yeah.
But yeah, until next time, see you guys. I'm gonna say bye.
Oh, bye.
Wait,
Bye.
do you have to say bye? I don't know. Oh,